you're new here, hi, my name is Njoki Kamau and I am the one behind the Food Clinic. So I'm hoping before you watch this video, you have watched my previous video on the basics, the dieting 101 or dieting 101 or the basics about dieting, like what is diet, different types of diets that you should think of or that you should know about before even you decide you want to go on a diet. So on this video, I'm going to be talking about one specific diet that I didn't talk about when I was naming the types of diets, and it's because I wanted to slightly explain and expound on it more, and also give an example of a type of diet that you can use or that has been found to be used by people to lose weight. And it's not necessarily the intermittent fasting that people do, but yeah, so I'll just talk about it and you guys will see it from there. So I'm going to define for us what a calorie restricted diet is, and then from there we'll just break it down a bit, and I hope you guys will understand it more. Okay, so a calorie restricted diet is genuinely or it's mostly prescribed to people who want to lose weight, or that's their main goal, to lose weight. But we need to keep in mind that this diet is high in fiber, and the proteins should be within the recommended daily allowance. So the next thing that I wanted to sort of define is calorie. So a calorie is the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water. In layman's language, it's the unit of measurement for the amount of energy that your body gets from the food you eat or food consumed. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is not really intermittent fasting, or the 5-2 diet. This one is closer to the calorie restricted diet. It means that 5 days of the week, and a week has 7 days. So 5 days out of the 7 days you eat normally. And I'm hoping you've watched my previous video, because from there you'll understand what I mean by normal, like a normal diet. So 5 days in the week you take a normal diet. It should meet the amount of kilocalories you need per day. Those are the 5 days. Yeah, so then the 2 remaining days is where you cut off around 500 to 600 kilocalories depending on gender. So for women it will be 500 calories, and for men 600 calories. Now the thing with diets that I guess not many people tend to understand or grasp is that it should be a lifestyle. Like, you should include it into your day-to-day life, so when you drastically change, obviously it shocks your body, because your body is like, yo, like, what's happening? Like, why am I not eating enough? Like, why am I not getting enough today, or what's happening? And with such diets, you're seeing it's fiber and the protein, so there's some adjustment that needs to be done. So it really needs to be up to you to include it as part of your lifestyle. Now, dieting is a lifestyle, so you can't decide one day you wake up on Monday and decide, oh, I'm going to go on a diet. By Wednesday, you're like, I can't do this thing. So now what? Like, there's nothing you've done. You've done zero work. So you really need to be keen, and you really need to take dieting seriously. That's why it's most of them are like modified because it's not normal, you know. So if it's not a must, don't put yourself through that whole shenanigans of you want to be on a diet, you want to lose weight, you want to you know you want to cut those pounds, you want to go, you want to get a flat tummy. Sometimes your health is not worth all those troubles, by the way. And I'm not saying this because I have all those. I'm just saying it because it's a fact and we're taught and we know. And I've also done my research. And I'm saying that mostly to ladies because ladies, sadly enough, we're the ones who get, like if something happens, there are always side effects for us. Be it in menstruals, bone structure and all that. So it's always before you start a diet, you really need to understand why am I starting this diet? Do I need to start this diet? Is it important for me to start this diet? Or can I just eat healthy and still try and make it work? Because you can still eat a normal diet and go work out and do physical activity, drink your water and all that, and you'll be good to go. I don't know. I really don't know what it is. But right now, you find almost anyone. So many people you text and they're like, oh yeah, I'm on a diet. And you're just thinking, why are you on a diet? Like, is it important? Do you need to be on a diet? Sometimes it's not. It's not the same thing as physical activity. You obviously need to work out and you need to be fit because it's good for your body. But anyway, I'm just gonna give you the information and then from that, you do you, boo. You do you. So, another point I wanted to talk about on something else I wanted to point across is that eating normally doesn't mean that you can eat anything. Remember, we talked about a normal diet. Okay, so by saying you're eating normally, it doesn't mean you can eat anything. Anything includes junk, which once in a while you can, but not all the time. Like you eat, maybe you go eat, let's say, pizza for breakfast, lunchtime you eat burgers, dinner time you eat maybe cheesy macaroni or something like that. Fact is, you are eating normally, but eating zero. Those are just calories you're gaining and fat. But anyway, I hope you guys have had. So, an example would be if you binge eat junk, you'll end up finding out that you will, instead of losing that weight, you can even gain excess weight. Because you've told yourself, you've convinced yourself you're eating normally. But then again, we've said eating normally doesn't mean you can eat anything. Dieting is not a joke. It is not a joke. It takes commitment, it takes so many things. And on your fast days, examples of types of foods that are good for you during those days: yogurt, grilled fish, lean meat, boiled eggs, etc. etc. Yeah. So another thing that I wanted to point out in regards to this thing of diet is regular days are not cheat days. There's this thing when we're taking diets, or when we're doing diets, or when you're on a diet, we tend to have this thing of, today I deserve a cheat day. I have earned it. The thing with cheat days is, like, fine, you've done what you needed to do, you've done it well, you've exercised, you've done all these things. But the tricky thing with cheat days is it can be, it can take you back slightly. It can slightly take you back. So that's why it's not really recommended that if you're on this diet, for example, the calorie restricted diet, and then you frequently do cheat days, it won't really be beneficial to you because you're already giving yourself cheat days, and obviously on that day you'll eat foods that are probably high in caloric value on that. So you end up finding that it's not beneficial to you, and it's not really, like, you'll just feel disappointed because let's say you lost weight and then you have a cheat day and then you find you've gained or you've not moved. So it can be quite disappointing. And yeah, so if you're an athlete, you rarely find an athlete on diet, or if it's a diet, it's a specific diet, and but they really it's really monitored, because and it's like a personalized dietitian or nutritionist, because you can't do it for yourself, because depending on how intense your training is will depend on the type of diet you have, or or maybe how it can be modified and all that. So all that needs to be put into consideration. So when it comes to long-term weight loss, patience is really important, and it's key. And also that it's best to steer clear of diets that require you to severely restrict your calories. Instead, opt for diets that are focused on diet quality and encourage lifestyle changes. So as I've kept on saying throughout the video, that when you start a diet, it is all about your lifestyle, and it should be now part of your lifestyle. So that's something that you also need to be aware of. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share, comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe, and I'll be truly grateful. So I'll see you guys in the next video.